In this video, I will be showing you a clip of what Donald Trump said when asked about a second round of stimulus. Then in a second video today, I will be showing you what Treasury Secretary Mnuchin said about another round of stimulus checks today. And actually, I think his answer was a little bit better than the president's, all right? And probably revealed a little bit more. Then in a third video today, I will be showing you what the Vice President, Mike Pence, said yesterday about the next relief bill. He answered a question that I have publicly wondered about the next relief bill here on the channel in previous videos. He answered the question yesterday, okay? So I'm actually going to drop 3 stimulus videos today, one for Trump, which is this one with Mnuchin, one with Pence, okay? Because I'll think that their statements are significant in their own right. I want to each give them 3 separate videos. Also because I see in my YouTube analytics that y'all seem to prefer my shorter videos over my longer ones, right? And I look at some of my older stimulus updates from like April. Some of those puppies are like over 20 minutes long. I just cringe, right? Because who has time for that? Also, I don't want to get into any trouble with YouTube's algorithm over copyright, right? Because I like to show you the actual clips of the individuals speaking and giving their answer to you, not just tell you what they said, but actually show you them speaking. So you can, verify that what I'm saying to you is accurate. I like to do that as much as possible with significant statements. And that's fair use, right? I have the right as a creator to take a news clip and then show it to you and then give you, my take on it, right? That's fair use. It's not a copyright violation. But YouTube's a machine, I don't want them to think that I'm just copying other people's content when I have 3 separate clips of other people's, news broadcasts all in one video, okay? So that's why I'm breaking out my stimulus update today. This video is on Trump. Next video will be on Mnuchin, and the final video today will be on Vice President Mike Pence, okay? All right, so let's get into what Trump said yesterday. So a reporter actually got a one-on-one interview with the president yesterday. That's pretty cool. The interview starts with the reporter asking the president about police violence, racial injustice, because earlier this week, the president did meet with the family of Ahmaud Arbery as well as other victims of police violence. We know that earlier this week the president issued his executive order on police reform. The Republicans put out their Justice Act, which is their bill on police reform. So that is very much top of mind, right, in our country, and apparently the president's mind as well. So he talked about that. He spoke about the re-election, right? The reporter asked him about how you're going to reunite the country in the midst of a re-election campaign. So he talked about that. He also spoke about China and, trade with China and things like that. And then we get into the question about stimulus checks. Okay, so I'm going to play the clip now, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
I want to talk about COVID-19 for a minute. And as we start to reopen the economy, for people who may not be able to make rent by July 1st, should people be expecting another stimulus check this summer?
I think we're working on something that's going to be very dramatic, very good. I think we are looking at a phase 4. Phase 1, 2, and 3 have been fantastic for people generally, small business owners also, but we're looking at doing something else in addition. The economy is really starting to roar. We had the greatest job numbers in our history last month. We had great retail numbers, also the best in history, up 17.7%. They were expecting 6%, 5%, maybe 7%, and we were 17.7%. So the economy is roaring back. The plague, as I call it, the virus is abating. We know how to handle it. We know where to go and how to do it. And again, should have never happened. China should have stopped it. They could have stopped it easily. They should have stopped it, and they didn't do that. And we'll have that out. That'll be a point of discussion very soon. But we're really starting to do well. I think we're very close to a vaccine.
All right, so Trump says, I think we're working on something that will be very dramatic, very good. I think we're looking at a phase 4. Phase 1, 2, and 3 have been fantastic, but we're looking at something additionally. And then he basically says, things about how great things are and how vaccines coming, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, he kind of evades the question, right? I mean, I would be thrilled if he came out and said, oh yeah, we're sending everybody another round of stimulus checks. But let's be honest, he can't do that right now, okay? With the mindset of the Senate being what it is, okay? He can't come out and say that, make that kind of a promise right now, knowing, that the Senate doesn't seem to be too thrilled about another round of stimulus checks, okay? I think there will probably have to be some negotiations between the White House and the Senate to get that to actually happen, okay? And it would look bad, right? It would look bad for Trump, especially with an election coming up, for him to promise another round of stimulus checks in an interview like this, but then have to walk back on that. okay, a month or two later because he can't get the Senate on board. That would be political suicide. That would probably guarantee a loss for him in November, okay? So yes, he evades the question, but I personally don't see that as too terrible of a sign given the political situation we're in right now. But nevertheless, his response is positive, right? The first thing he says after asked the question about stimulus checks is, we're working on something that will be very dramatic, very good, and they're looking at something additionally. Of course, it's vague. Is this something in particular regarding another round of direct payments to the people, or is just this, another round of stimulus in general? Because then he starts talking about other things, kind of gets the topic off of stimulus checks, okay? Nevertheless, I think given the political climate right now, this is probably as good an answer as we can expect from the president. Secretary Mnuchin, on the other hand, gave a more elaborate answer, I believe, on the potential next round of stimulus checks in a separate interview yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to cover what Mnuchin said in a second video today. Once it's released, it will show up right here. If it's not released yet, then it won't show up yet. But be sure to check out that video. Also later today, I will be creating a video on what Mike Pence said about the second round of stimulus. You can check out that video right here when it comes out. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.